Hi. I got a story today. Oh my goodness. So, I'm Jenny. Thanks for coming to my channel today. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been coming back and listening to my stories and my thoughts and my prayers, my Bible reading, well, I appreciate that. And I hope that you get something out of the things that I post on this channel. So today I want to talk about my minister's wife. She's passed away, and this was a long time ago, and she had her own children, but she also did foster care, and we were having like a fellowship in a park, and this one day she had three kids that she was in charge of, her own and some of the fosters, and it was 1, 2, 3 diapers with number 2 right after another, and she got everybody cleaned up, and she thought she was done. And then one of the other little fosters, he was maybe like 4, he holds his fingers up and he's like, poop. She looked at me and she's like, Lord, I don't want any more poop. And of course she had to take him up to the restroom and get him cleaned up because he wasn't wearing diapers anymore. And so, I don't know why this popped into my head, but she made me think about Job when I was remembering this. Because life is like that. Sometimes we just get so much poop, we don't know what to do with it anymore, and it can be really overwhelming. And with Job, he had a lot of it. He lost everything. He lost his family, he lost his wealth, he lost his health. But, Job was a righteous man. He never sinned. But his friends kept saying, well, you must have sinned. That's why this is happening to you. And, Job really wasn't that patient either. But he never cursed God. He did cry out to God and question why these things were happening. And God set him straight. But I just want to remind you that, sometimes you get a lot of that in your life. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you did something wrong. Maybe you are doing something wrong, and the Lord is trying to point that out to you so that you can, give up that area of sin in your life. But when we're suffering and things become so overwhelming, this is the time also to really draw close to the Lord, to remember your faith, to have trust in Him, and just surrender that He knows what He's doing, and He's still in charge. You're not alone. And to remember, they always say the Lord will never give you more than you can handle. Well, that's not really true. I mean, when you look at what Job went through, he was totally beside himself. He was just, everything but dead. And the truth of the matter is, some people have died for their faith, but the Lord says, my grace is sufficient. And so we give it back to Him. It's okay to tell Him that you don't understand, because you may not understand, and you may not understand until you're with the Lord and He can explain to you. But it's okay to be frustrated. It's okay to feel hopeless. It's okay to feel overwhelmed. Just remember that the Lord is still in charge. He's with you. He's carrying you through. He may be testing your faith or trying to strengthen your faith. He may be using you as a witness to others who are struggling as well, that His grace is sufficient, and maybe they need a little bit of His grace too. But just to trust in the Lord. And in the end, Job was blessed. He did find another wife. He did have his wealth restored. He did have a large family again. And we will be restored as well. We just stay faithful, trust in the Lord, give Him all of your problems, tell Him what's on your mind, tell Him what's troubling you, tell Him that you don't have the strength. That's what He wants. He wants you to surrender and admit that you can't do it all on your own and that you need His help. That's what it's all about. And I just want to point something out too, as far as our witness. I mentioned that my pastor's wife is no longer here, but her testimony's still here. And she was ministering to those children And she ministered to me even today. She's been going for a couple of years, and I haven't been to that church in a very long time. It's not even in the state that I live in anymore, but she's had a positive impact on people's lives, and so did Job. And as long as we talk about the things that these people have done that are glorifying God, because she did, she said, Lord, I can't take any more poop today. And maybe that's just the prayer that we need to pray. Lord, I can't take any more of this today. And just be faithful in everything that you do, even if it's just, changing a dirty diaper, or trying to figure out how you're going to pay your bills, or get through this terrible breakup, or survive one more day at this job that is, hard for you, or the tests that you may have on something you're trying to learn, or whatever it is. It doesn't matter what it is, whatever it is, just give it back to the Lord and be faithful that He has you exactly where He wants you today, even though you may not like it, because He doesn't promise us that. He never promises that life's going to be easy. Matter of fact, He says, blessed are you who are persecuted in my name. So He kind of tells us that things might be a little hard. Actually, He does tell us that. But that's just so that we would surrender and give it to Him. That's what it's all about. Just give it to the Lord. You're going to make it. The Lord will be with you. I promise you that. I promise you. And He promised. He said, I'll never leave you or forsake you. And just because we feel like it's more than we can handle, the Lord can handle it. He really can. His grace is sufficient for you today.